Hi, I'm Alex and I pay attention.
Hi, I'm Josie and I really don't listen that much. This week, basically, our government has kind of put in a whole bunch of new rules. I didn't pay close attention to what's going on.
No one paid close attention.
No.
That's why they've had to bring in more rules.
I think everybody's seen a meme or two about how you can have a wedding with 7 people as long as you're doing personal training and getting your hair cut at the same time, and then it's totally fine. But don't go to the beach.
No, unless you're holding a funeral at the beach, in which case you can have 5 to 10 people.
In just researching for this video, we tried to find the rules, and I think I found the ones that are the official rules, but it doesn't have official rules on the top. So I'm assuming anything from health.gov.au is the rules.
If there's one thing we can rely on from our government, it's some ironclad certain ambiguity. And we're going to wade into that a bit today and just try to work out what the fuck you are allowed to and not allowed to do.
Okay.
So these are the current limits on public gatherings for coronavirus as of 28th of March 2020. So, I'm assuming by tomorrow they'll all have changed as well because the numbers seem to be going right up as far as infection. But let's just see.
Exponential growth.
Exponential growth, yes. It's the one area in which our country is accelerating. So firstly, they're suspending all non-essential gatherings. And non-essential in its own right is...
vague.
A vague and a useless term. And even in his initial address, Scott Morrison's like, well, all jobs are essential. Yeah, thanks, arsehole. I'm glad you're finally counting professional wrestlers as essential jobs in Australia.
No, he means not you. He means get out, not you.
He definitely doesn't mean me.
I like the idea that we're all essential until we definitely aren't essential. I saw a woman on one of those morning TV shows where they're it's very happy, but she was a hairdresser and she was kind of just I shouldn't be essential.
We're not essential. Yeah, you guys aren't essential.
I love haircuts as much as the next person, but surely that's not.
I just love this is coming from a government that took steps to slash the wages of all these people in all these jobs working at service stations, working at bottlenose, shift workers at supermarkets.
And now they are the heroes that will save our nation.
So if these guys are so fucking essential, why are they paid so terribly? And why did the government bring in laws to lower what they can make per hour? That's really essential stuff.
I'll tell you why. Because they're the worst.
Alright, so pubs, licensed venues, except bottle shops, because God knows if you can't drink at home, people are going to go nuts, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Restaurants are shut, cafes are shut, they can do takeaway and home delivery, cinemas, entertainment video venues, casinos. Actually surprised me. I thought they'd be favouring their buddies.
No, they did for a while, up until I think this thing. They were casinos. Totally fine. They just turned off every second casino machine. What are they called? Slot machines?
Slot machine.
Yeah.
So you can only insert your mortgage into so many of them.
So only every second person's grandma is now whittling away her savings at the slot machine.
Throwing her children's inheritance away. Okay, and religious gatherings, places of worship, or funerals in enclosed spaces. Let me see. So as of the 26th of March, the restrictions were extended to food courts, again, except for takeaway, auction houses, personal services, and this is where it got confusing.
Yes.
Because they're like spa and massage parlors, excluding health-related services. So if you're going in there to have your back cracked, that's fine. But if you're going to get jerked off at the same time, they have to close that down. Okay. It's personal services like nail and tanning were closed down, but they left hairdressers open. But as long as it was only a half-hour haircut. And as a guy who's had one haircut in 20 years, I was like, that should be enough time. But
everybody else in the world is just I'm sorry, it takes 100 hours to do this, you fucking idiots.
Yes, so I still don't know exactly what's happening with the hairdressers. Galleries, national institutions, museums, health clubs, yoga.
Closed.
Let me just see.
Let's not forget the bar gaff when he pronounced it bar-a, and then everybody pretended like they knew what that was, but we all had to look it up. It's bar. I think it's exercise on a bar in dance studio. I could be wrong. I am probably just as out of the loop as Scott Morrison.
You know what? I'm going to look that up right now.
It's bar.
We'll cut my phoning out in post.
See, no one knows. I mean, only the people who are actively involved in
a
the bar.
horizontal bar at waist level on which ballet dancers rest a hand for support during exercise. Listen.
I am listening.
I
told you!
Bar. Yeah. Scott Morrison looked like a fucking idiot when he couldn't say that.
Though.
No, I guess I thought you meant to be a patron of the arts, especially the rich people arts like ballet and the opera.
I think Yeah.
Okay, so what else was it? Community halls, libraries, youth centres, gaming and gambling venues, indoor and outdoor markets.
What is a PCYC?
Oh, fucking... It's a bit like an RSL venue or
Panchico Parlour?
No. It's like a community hall. I've wrestled in them.
Of course you have. Because all great halls have had wrestling.
Police and Community Youth Centre.
Oh, so it's like a YMCA, but a PCYC.
It's like a scout hall or whatever. It's like a quasi-municipal building. Let me see what here. Gambling, indoor and outdoor markets, excluding food markets. So food markets still open.
Totally
Other
fine.
markets aren't. States and territories making their own announcements. So the weddings bit is where it got kind of very particular.
Yep.
So weddings can be conducted with no more than 5 people, including the couple, the celebrant and the witnesses. And the 4 square metre rule and social distancing must be observed. Funerals limited to no more than 10 people, 11 if you count the dead guy. And the 4 square metre rule applies. So how the fuck do you get the coffin to the hole if you have to have be 4 meters apart? You have to have really long broom handles. But even then you'd be standing, so I don't know what the solution is there. Dead bodies have to get themselves to the hole in the ground moving forward. Boot camps. So the gyms are shut. Boot camps are where your gym trainer takes you out in the park. Usually it's because your trainer is a bum and doesn't own his own gym, and that's why he's like, oh, the world's my gym, the trees, the rivers.
Exercise everywhere.
And so boot camps where they take you out in the park and make you do burpees and push-ups and sit-ups and shit. So that's still allowed, partly because you can obviously observe social distance, except like sit-ups if you're holding each other's feet. But also, and I think this is one of the deals with all the exceptions that are still running, the other thing the government's trying to do...
Burpees again?
A burpee is like kind of... It's not one! So I think one of the reasons why these businesses are being kept open is not just because you can kind of vaguely observe social distancing, but because they're trying to keep as many people as possible in work so that everyone's not hitting Centrelink simultaneously.
Yes, which is an admirable goal. Like I appreciate the difficulty in executing these plans.
Yes,
right? Like,
and I think it's like a curve flattening, but for Centrelink as well.
Let's flatten the curve of all the things.
All curves are going to be flattened moving
People realizing
forward.
that they're not going to have income anymore. People realizing that they can't pay their mortgage. People kicking people out because of the rent situation and mortgage situation. So I think I get why you would want to do that, although I feel like we're bordering on the economic value over human life value side of things, I think. It seems like. From inside our house, where we don't actually know.
Yeah, I don't know. Deaths cost money, though. I mean, even deadbeats with, who don't make a lot of money, or people who kind of get framed as that perpetual drain on society. Like all they do is get the dole, and they don't work, and they do anything. It's like, but all those guys still spend every cent they have.
In Australia, on Australian stuff. On Australian drugs, on Australian alcohol, and Australian groceries.
Yeah, even if they're putting that money back into the black market, which is why they're all...
Those are Australian drug dealers and Australian fucking backyard alcohol makers.
Well, those guys are still paying for Australian electricity to run their hydroponic farms, to paying for Australian petrol. So the money still goes back into the economy.
Just keep the money moving around.
Like when the Panama Papers came out, no one went, oh, and look, it looks like heaps of dole scum cunts are putting all their money in the Caymans. Yeah. No, it's all staying here and being spent. So I don't think it's a big deal that these people are getting slightly more money. So look, the other vague area was schools. And everyone was pulling their fucking hair out. I think at this stage they were just going to officially stay open until the school Easter holidays started. Which is now? I don't know. I put all my children up for adoption, so I don't know when the school holidays are.
You have children?
Legally, no. But I think if you wanted to keep your kids in school, you could, but they wouldn't be considered to be truants if you took them home. So that was like the middle ground. So schools were instantly less crowded for parents who could keep their kids at home. And them's are the rules right now. They're probably going to change in about 15 minutes though. Which means this video will be out in about 4 hours. So everything we just said, already redundant. Check us out. We like the government.
But you go on health.gov.au, which is very catchy and very small, and you look up whatever is relevant to you right now.
Yeah, because that's where they're putting the information. And I'm assuming they're changing it as quickly.
They are, yeah. Like this was updated today.
What are we going to do? What's the call to action? How do calls to action work, Josie? Tell us all.
It's kind of like a CTA. People say CTA. So this is
call to action.
Yeah, it's an abbreviation from business. If you like what you've seen, please give us a like. If you like what you've seen enough to subscribe, please subscribe.
If you like it enough that you feel like your credibility won't be impaired by sharing it, share it.
And if you read or hear of any errors that we have made, we would love to know, so put it in the comments below and we will make an amendment watch or corrections corner at some point.
I'm all down to be proven wrong.
Yeah,
I
please.
find it...
it makes me kind of...
Yeah, it's a kind of sexual humiliation, to be honest.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking
Idiot.
about. I'm like, yeah, I don't know shit.
Oh.
So, yeah, please
Tell us that we're wrong.
Tell us that we're right. Even if we're right, tell us we're wrong.
honestly, I'd like to be wrong.
It's good for us.